full moon in Sagittarius season. If that doesn't say Sagittarius season, bow and arrow. And Gemini dealing with coming, I guess, the first couple days after Mercury goes direct. Okay. Unwavering thoughts, feelings, actions focused on your target. Primo message for today or for this time. So I love it. I love that for us. All right. Let's see. Last week I nuanced the collective message into the meditation. Obviously I didn't do that today. But if you know me, I just go with the flow, and that's what keeps me true to myself, I guess, authentic. So let's see. Collective message. This feels like a message of just go for it. Like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of an animal that has been wild and feral and then taken and kept in a cage. And it has space to roam around within that cage, but it's not the animals or the beast natural environment. And it begins to adapt, to make use of what it is given. There's a part of that animal that still remembers, but it starts to tame itself. It becomes domesticated. And eventually, what it was or who it was, that wildness, that feral heart, becomes nostalgic, becomes a memory. And one day, things shift and change, and the gates open. There's no one around, but yet the animal still sits in the cage because now it's afraid of what's out there because it's adapted, made home of what the cage was. And this also reminds me of when I went to Pennsylvania a few weeks ago. And we're in Pennsylvania, obviously, because I just said that. But one of my friends pointed out that there were lions and tigers and, bears, literally, oh my. But she pointed out how sad and empathetic she felt for the lions and tigers. And I was like, well, why? She was like, well, because look at their environment. And I'm like, yeah, we're in the mountains, there's snow. I'm like, well, they have a fur coat, And she said, no, but this isn't their natural environment. And I thought about it, I said, you know what, you're right. Lions are from the Sahara. They're from Africa. They're revered as kings of the jungle, queens of the jungle. Tigers are from the tropical forests of Asia. Once again, warm climate. And in East Asia, the tiger is equivalent to the lion in Africa. So in Asia, the tiger is the queens and the kings of the jungle, right? Lions are the kings and queens of the desert. And you look at them and they have a huge, fence around them, but it's not the same as having the whole forest or the whole country, right? To graze and to explore. And the point of this story is that sometimes we forget our wildness. We forget the freedom that we truly have to choose. We forget and we become domesticated under the expectations of others, the obligations, the conformity. We adapt out of survival, out of fear. And all of that comes from us being born into this world with our wildness, with our purity, with the true essence of who we are, right? Our instinctual self, our intuitive self, our connected self. Um, and in society, we grow up, we're told who to be, how to be it, what it should look like, and we forget that part of us that is our truest nature. And so I get emotional. And so this message of focus intention is, if anything, hopefully you take tonight's message as a focus intention to come back home to yourself. Whatever that may be, whatever that may look like, you don't even have to know. But simply setting that intention to free yourself, right? That's the Sagittarius energy, to free yourself, to become the explorer, to become the adventurer, to take that risk in what's possible for you. And to be unwavering in that, to not let up, to not give up. And with the Gemini energy, to understand, right, the duality, this is who I was, this is who I became. But then also the duality of that is that's who you were, but not who you are now. That was who you became, but who are you choosing to become now? So hopefully you take this emotional message. I'll share with you at some point maybe why this message is very emotional for me. But I hope you take that as tonight's collective message and take that to heart. May you stay unwavering, stay blessed and purposeful in your path.